Hi, can you see me? I think you can. Um, so I had a 7% seltzer tonight. It's an agave, like it has like it's a seltzer that says with agave mixed in or something like that. It's a 7% seltzer, and I'm a fairly lightweight. I've only had one, but I'm a fairly lightweight. And I'm used to the 4.6% to the 5% seltzers. And I'm a fairly lightweight, and I only had one, and so it's got me a little bit more than I thought it would. Right, I kind of knew it would be a little bit more than like the 5%, but it's still something more than I thought it would be. But either way, I had a 7% seltzer, so this is me right now. It's currently July 3rd. There's another 32 minutes, and then it's going to be July 4th. And unfortunately, I don't think that there's going to be any fireworks on July 4th. What was it? I was wanting to go see the fireworks, but I think that the fireworks are canceled, even the ones that are on the barge in the middle of the Willamette River. Willamette River, but I want to say Willamette because it's funny. But yeah, I think that the ones in the Willamette are canceled. And so, yeah, I was originally scheduled for working just 4 hours tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And so, that's like during the entire time that all of the fireworks would have been happening. It's been really dry the past few weeks here in Portland, and they don't want to start any big fires. But, yeah, I was working like all the time during the entire time that the fireworks would have been happening, and I didn't really feel like doing that, so I asked him if I could have like my hours extended tomorrow. So now I'm working from 1:30 until 10 p.m. And that's 8.5 hours. So that's 8 hours like working with a half-hour lunch. I'm supposed to take a 60-minute, but I don't really like the 60-minute lunches because the 60-minute lunches after like the first 15 minutes, I don't really know what to do because they I have a sushi for lunch, and then I also have a Kit Kat bar and like a Starbucks drink. I used to get like the pre-bottled ones. I think they're like 12 ounces. I think they are. But I used to get the Starbucks Frappuccinos. And then I found out that we were selling the Starbucks cold brews, and the cold brews have less milk in them, and I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm not supposed to be having too much milk anyways. But yeah, so I have that, and that takes me about 15 minutes to eat or so. And while I'm eating that, I'm also like watching YouTube. But like after that, I can watch YouTube for like the next 15 minutes. But I don't like doing that for like the next 45 minutes because like the internet at my work is so damn slow that it just takes too long to do anything. Like it takes too long to load up a Hulu or Disney Plus or Peacock or Disney Plus, Hulu, Peacock. Oh, Paramount Plus and HBO Max. I do have ESPN Plus because I have the Disney Plus and Hulu bundle. I don't watch ESPN Plus because I don't care for sports. Sports are they're just whatever. They're not fun to watch. Peacock is the one that I don't pay for because that one's free. I don't actually really watch anything on it so far just because most of the stuff that is on Peacock is also on Hulu. Main thing I'm watching on Hulu right now is 30 Rock. It's a show from 2000s. It ended in 2012, and that was the 7th season. So I think that it started all the way back in 2005? Could it have started in 2005? I don't know if it actually did or not. It might have. I don't know. And then also, I said in my other video, in the last video, that I was making orange chicken, or at least in the process of making it during the video. Well, so after I finished filming that, I went to go try. The 2 hours finally elapsed that I was letting the chicken sit in the sweet and sour sauce that I made. So like after it finished sitting, I had to bread it and fry it. And so I thought that wasn't really going to take all too long. So I just went ahead and started doing that. And then I was also supposed to like fry it in some olive oil. And I also was going to try making the fried rice at the same time. Well, so the fried rice, it said that I needed, like the recipe said that I needed 4 cups of water and 2 cups of rice. And so I put that all into a pot without really thinking, like about the amount, like the size, and like how much I was actually making. Because that's like, I think it equates, like it's the same, like just additive with it. It's like that equates to like 6 cups of rice once everything is said and done. I don't need 6 cups of rice. I'm one person. I am one person. I don't need 6 cups of rice. Can you see the microphone here? Yeah, you can. Because this is the blanket, this is the microphone. Yeah, this is the microphone. But that equates to like 6 cups of rice, and that's too much for one person. So yeah, I was trying to like heat up the oil for frying the chicken, and also make the rice, and also heat up the vegetables to mix in with the rice, and also like whisk the eggs so I could scramble them with the vegetables, and so I can make the proper fried rice. But yeah, so I do all of that. I add the sesame oil into the pan while I'm also frying up the chicken. Chicken says to make sure that it's brown on both sides, and I do that. And it's just getting to be all too much, and then I dump the rice into the pan with the vegetables and the egg, and it's too much damn rice. It overflows the pan and it falls all over my stove. It's a glass top stove, so it's not all that big of an issue. But still. And then it was just a big mess, and I was incredibly upset with myself for doing all of that. Then I was frying the chicken, and I was setting it on the pan, like on a plate, with some paper towels on the side, like it said in the recipe. And as I was doing that, I started eating some pieces, and they seemed fully cooked, but like they also didn't seem fully cooked, and I wasn't really quite sure. And so and I was also trying to rush because I had to get to work, and so I wasn't able to actually get everything done in time. And I was kind of throwing everything to my refrigerator, and that was incredibly upsetting. But yeah, so I get to work, and everything was a big mess back in my apartment. And I go to work, and I'm all stressed out, and I'm upset because it wasn't working as well as I wanted it to. Like when I made the Cornish game hen for Thanksgiving, that one worked out pretty well. When I made the beef stew, that worked out pretty well. When I made the clam chowder, that worked out pretty well. But this one was just going crap. And so I did that. I went to work, and I was all upset about everything, and I was like, I should just throw everything out. I should just try again. It's not working. And then I finally got off work. I was closing that night, yesterday. And surprisingly, so our store closes at 10, and normally we can expect customers to still be checking out until 10:15, 10:20. But luckily we had all the customers out by 10:03, and we were like, oh my god. But yeah, so I got home, and I fried up half the rice. I tried refrying it, and then I also ended up actually putting together the the sweet and sour sauce. I finished that because you're supposed to mix in some more water and cornstarch. That's what it is. But I messed that up as well, and so there's chunks of solid cornstarch in that because I'm a Dumbo. But so I did all of that, and then I made the sweet and sour sauce properly, finished making it, and then I added the chicken into it, and oh my god, that improved the chicken so much. And then I also fried up half the rice, and that ended up working pretty well. I mean, yes and no. I had to add some more water to it, and that ended up overexpanding the rice, so it's kind of really soft rice, but that's okay. So, I mean, everything kind of worked out in the end, but it was really kind of disappointing. It was, I can try it again, and I'll mess with, the amounts that I do for each thing. But it worked it turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to be, halfway through. And then I guess I'm also going to be going back to school in the fall. My grandparents' church, I say it's my grandparents' church because I don't align myself with any religion. I find myself, I'm more of an atheist. I don't really believe in anything. I don't believe in any higher power or anything. I lied when I got my Eagles gun and said that I did, but I don't really believe in any higher power or anything. But the thing is, though, then if I don't believe in that, then why do humans even exist? Because, all we do is we're born, we live, we learn, we teach, we die. What's the point of living? What's the point of being? Why do humans exist? Why does life exist? We're just living on a blue marble floating through the cosmos. I guess that's why people created religion. It gives a reason to be alive. But then also, if there's religion, then why does God even exist? How was he created? Because I'm just saying that he already existed, and then he created everything. And you're like, what the? Why? But yeah, so I used to volunteer. I was raised in that church, and I volunteered there a lot. I personally don't have anything really against religion. I find it works more as a placebo for a lot of people to get them to do better things. Without that, we wouldn't have mission trips to trying to be better, help the villages in third world countries, or the mission, Union Gospel Mission that helps the homeless or the veterans, or soup kitchens and stuff like that. I find that it kind of drives more people to do better things for others. But then there's also a bunch of negativity that can come from it. I know a kid who, his family is religious, and he came out as gay, or they found out that he was gay, and they sent him to a conversion therapy class or something like that. The class that says, "Oh, being gay is bad. You got to be straight." And I feel incredibly bad for him. And religion like that is incredibly messed up. And when you also try forcing others into your religion, there's been also a lot of messed up history with religion. The Spanish Inquisition, that's the one that comes to mind because nobody suspects it. But the meme, and then there's also there's just been so many wars just about religion. That's kind of what formed Europe, and there's all the Protestants, and I hate that I know so much about religion, but then also at the same time, my history classes focus so much on it. Religion can be a good thing, but it can also be an incredibly bad thing. But yeah, personally, I don't believe in it. But either way, I volunteered a lot at that church, and I all throughout high school, I ran the soundboard for their Sunday services because it was something that I kind of enjoyed doing, and I did that for 4 years, and now because of it, and also because my grandmother's a big donor to the church as well, I'm almost guaranteed a scholarship to the from their scholarship fund, which the scholarship fund has a really sad story behind it. It's called the Memorial Scholarship Fund. There's supposedly an actual proper name to it. I don't remember what it is. These patrons of the church, or members of the congregation, they had a daughter. This was I think 20, 30 years ago. They had a daughter who was going to be going to college. And she went on a trip to Europe, and they sold one of their houses. They had quite a few properties, and they sold one of the properties to get a bunch of money so they could fund her going to college. But then, she was taking a trip to Europe after she graduated high school. But over in Europe, she got hit by a car or something like that. She was drinking or something like that, and then she got hit by a car and died subsequently. And then they didn't know what to do with the money, so they donated it to the church so that they could use it as a scholarship fund so they could send other children to school and college because they just wanted everyone to be educated. But yeah, so because of that, here's a memorial scholarship fund for my grandparents' church. And so my grandmother's have been having me apply to it every year, and I've been doing that for the past 2 years. And I've only been getting $1,500 from the scholarship each year. But this year, for whatever reason, the past 2 years I gotten $1,500, but this year, for whatever reason, I got 3 times that amount. I got $4,500. $4,500. That's the entire scholarship. Well, the entire tuition, entire cost of tuition for a single term. If you don't have to pay for housing, which I'm paying for my own housing now. I'm not living on campus like I was in the previous 5 videos for the past 2 years. So yeah, because of that, I guess I'm going to be going to college again. But let's just hope I don't fail everything again. Also, editing that last video, my chin is uneven, and it was incredibly prominent in that last video. I don't know if it was because of the lens I was using or because of the angle or whatever, but my chin is uneven. In the 2nd grade, I was running across the playground at my middle school or elementary school. It was a K through 8, so I think that's an elementary. I'm not quite sure. I was running across the playground, and some upperclassmen thought it would be funny to stick their foot out, and so I tripped and fell directly on my chin. And so yeah, now this side of my chin is shorter than this side, and It's not really all too noticeable. I have to end up, I pointed out to a lot of people. But yeah, it was incredibly obvious, at least to me, in the last video, and it was really bugging me. So, like, I can't rest my head on a table. Like, I can't rest my chin on a table without it being crooked. But yeah, and then also, I talk way too much, and I hold my N's and my M's for too long, and I say too much. I also don't know why I decided to do this camera angle. You're all the way across, you're pretty much, like, the camera is pretty much where I was sitting in my last video. I'm all the way across on my bed. I've been thinking about doing it, and it's kind of funny, at least to me, in a mild sense, but yeah. I also only have 3 subscribers, so I don't even know who I'm talking to, and I do feel really bad about failing my classes, though. I mean, my grandmother's supposedly proud of me, but she also doesn't know that I've actually failed, well, the 4 classes last term, and then 3 classes in the previous 3 terms. She doesn't know that I failed those. I'm almost afraid to tell her because she's probably gonna get upset about that. My mother says I shouldn't worry about it. She's gonna be proud of me no matter what, but I don't want to tell her, so I should probably tell her. It's better to be honest, but I don't want to tell her. So far, those 7% seltzers, I think I can say that I'm loving them.